the right song. System failed you, that I know. I wanna celebrate with you, lose control. Push the boundaries with you, yeah. Dress the skyline with you, yeah. Tell me you want it.
Hey, good morning, guys. Welcome back to the London session stream. I'm looking for a buy, but the stop loss here is pretty big. You also see the new update on TradingView. For some reason, the long and short positions don't trigger unless you go in the middle right here. That's new. Unless you touch it up here or like in the middle. I don't think it used to be like that. Hey Shalu, good morning. Morning trading, Ricardo, Luke in the house, Architect. Welcome back, guys. Nice little swing that happened here on GJ. I was like more the Asia session. So we got like a little bit of a fakey. Little liquidity run before price moved up. Look how intentional this is. Price broke below support. Little liquidity sweep. And then filled up the range. Here on the left hand side. But a really nice push. Really nice push though on GJ. If you're trading the Asia session. Also, this candlestick moved up quite a bit. This is like a 31 pip move. Kind of making that range here on the left hand side just a tad bit smaller. Still have about like 18 pips towards that resistance. Yeah, it's a new update, not good. Something fell off. Yeah, I mean, I kind of get the idea, so it doesn't, I guess, get in the way. Price from here. Yeah, the stops are too big. Most probably stops are going to be too big. But yeah, I'm still kind of looking at these buys here on gold. Like, I feel like of late, even today we had quite nice, some nice buying pressure. We've been seeing kind of like some buying pressure in the market. Let's see how yesterday ended. Okay, so looks like change of character here did come through during the New York session. So once we started breaking key lows, we spoke about this yesterday right over here. A little break and retest situation. And then change of character towards the downside. Pretty much sold off for the New York session. Because Asia and London were already bullish. Now we're back here again. Kind of like a different market environment too. Because you can see we got like resistance. Up here, we got a support area down over here. And yeah, we're still ranging. It's a pretty big range. Daily is only down 0.24%. So we don't really have a trending market here today. Not like yesterday. Which is kind of nice. I don't typically like trending markets unless I can get stuck into the direction of the trend. I feel like a lot better. But yeah, let's see what happens here. Might even get a buy to fill this range. It's about like 24 pips. The thing is, I don't want to take any sells down towards that support. The daily looks nice. There's like nice clean candle bodies here on the daily. We got some dynamic support over there on the SMAs. 4 hour looks good. The higher time frames do look good to come down. We're like broke above resistance here. Popped up above, break below, retest, resistance, and then to come down to fill this general region. Right over here. Potentially down towards like 32.84. I think that's a higher time frame analysis. Once it starts to break below these wicks by 32.27, could probably come down there, you know. Hourly, whoa, hourly is, that was from yesterday. Super parabolic. Maybe coming down to take out the greedy ones. The greedy holders from yesterday. Probably what it's doing. Oh, clean hourly candlestick bodies. About like a 123 pip range. Down below that area. I guess the thing for me is just to wait for structure. I want to wait for it to see if it pushes down. Breaks this area. Maybe I can get a fake out retracement situation like this. As it breaks below this support. Try and get it back up. But besides from that, we just have like the ADP today, which is, what are we expecting? Previous 37, we're expecting 99. So we're actually expecting good numbers here for the ADP non-farm employment change. Good numbers for the dollar, meaning a bearish gold. See how gold is doing. Is gold, yeah, looks like US dollar is doing pretty well over here as well. In line with what we're expecting for the ADP. We got a strong dollar already and a weakening gold. So I think it makes sense. All is right in the universe of correlations. Gold's rally seems to have run its course. The precious metal still remains on the pedestal, giving trade uncertainty, heightened geopolitical tensions, and weaker dollar and rising central bank purchases. I want to see grab Asia session low before this entry buy on gold. Yeah, we'll actually, yeah, that's exactly what I'm looking for as well. Like grab of the Asia lows will be nice, and then look for some opportunity for buys. Get a retracement. Sells are coming later. Oh, this consolidation break. Lovely, lovely, lovely. That trade goal buy. The idea is new 4-hour candle go down, making bottom wick first, create consolidation on the 5. Then come back up, break the new 4-hour highs, enter the rebreak of the 4-hour, targeting previous 5-minute consolidation. Okay, around the 4-hour resistance. Nice. Yeah, definitely looks like you caught the distribution there. Little accumulation, break of the highs, confluence with the higher time frame flips. Pretty awesome. Pretty good. What do you think of risk management? It was mainly based on the 50-minute time frame. So I was not considering the 5-minute support. Did we take out the Asia lows? Yeah, we just did. I was looking for accumulation break like yesterday's with the big push. The BE was at 50 SMA. BE got hit, went to B, flipped back to take you out. Oh, so BE was at the 15-minute 50 SMA. I went B quickly because not my plan, just a rogue setup, not willing to get drawdown from it. Yeah, like if it's a rogue setup, for sure be tight on the management. It looks nice. It looks nice to have come down though. Got broken these lows and then distributed quite nicely, filling out some of this range. I'm sure on the higher time frame, this was also like clean range. It was just a 5-minute, but I'm sure the 15 looked good. Come down, but nice that you spotted the 15-minute 50 SMA. Had a reaction, most likely around here, and then start pushing up. That's pretty nice, I guess. Especially on these breakouts, you're expecting that, you know, that volume is going to push it. It's just going to keep pushing it down. So if you're not comfortable with the move, you know, being aggressive on the risk is not a bad idea. So this GN trend move trapped my point of interest and we in. Oh, tapped your point of interest. Awesome. Second trade of the day, second dubs. Yeah, Ricardo's a knife catcher here. Got a price came down. Nice. When you wish, you hold it. Oh, right. From down here. You'd have taken just a little bit more drawdown, but pretty minimal. Pretty minimal. That would have been nice. Got Spacey over here. Got Spacey looking for some sells. Same setup that gave the result a break on the 5-minute range. I expect it to drop. If you're trading the New York session, I think that was the New York session, right? CFDs on gold. Yeah, that's New York session. You pretty much got the sells. If that was the accumulation before price hour rolling over. I'm also looking for buys, but the SMA is holding that thing down. Yeah, it's a very tricky situation that way. And the only way I see price coming down is on the higher time frames. No, it's re-breaking support. It's kind of like a market fade setup. But at the same time, we do have the SMAs. SMAs are there, holding price up. 4 hours holding it up. Got some daily resistance support. I mean, 4 hour and daily. I can still look for some buys above this resistance by 33.33 if I can get a much nicer stop loss. Could consider it. Wouldn't be a bad idea. We're in a range. You know, price is just moving sideways here. So we got resistance and we have support. Boom, boom. So if we're tapping below support, then definitely I'm expecting price to retest these areas. Because this is the current market environment, right? This is the market environment, which is moving sideways right now. So we're not trending. Bullish ETH means bearish gold. Also, there's no top wick on the 30-minute. It can go up to do that. Oh, yes. Oh, man, look at these candles here. Even the previous 30-minute didn't have a top wick. Just straight nothing. Ruben, Joshua wouldn't be around as much this week, having exams. Wishing you all the best, though. Go Titans. Thank you, Ruben. Good luck with your exams. You got this, man. I think we are not going to see our King Sir Joshua today very much. He will be busy this month. Oh, yes, he will be missed. Sir Joshua of House Lemming has gone on a adventure. He's left the castle walls for greener pastures. But he will be back. Ellie, good morning, good morning. Hope Goldie does something interesting and we're not just stuck here watching some low volume action. Hey, what's up, Jay? Yeah, so let's wait and see what Goldie here does. GJ is consolidating quite a lot. Not really anything clear to see over here. Sideways movement, bunch of wicks. Garbage. This was the only nice move. That was the only nice move on GJ. Was this little Asia session push. Price move downwards, bearish, upwards. Since then we've been more than 90% consolidating. Like 95+%. Just been like, yeah, very choppy. See how the next candlesticks here on Goldie do? I think if we can respect these lows, I could probably still get like a decent stop loss. Morning was hard, no volume. I got your trade, so that was my first dubs. Oh, nice. Yeah, we're sensing like a bit of low volume today. Possibly with the ADP that's coming in later on. The markets might just be, you know, risk off a bit. Although the ADP doesn't necessarily move the market that much. Still something to look out for. Might need a better stop on this. Definitely need a better stop. That was a nice V-shaped reversal that happened here. So kind of like want to see the same thing. Isolate inverted head and shoulders. Break of the highs. Kind of like a shotgun play towards resistance. And then price just kept moving up. Broke above this area. And then just kept moving up bullish. It's about like an hour before I got into the charts. These really nice buys above 33.37. If you're trading gold during that time, that Asia time, it's pretty straightforward. as we start breaking above highs. If we get on buys there in 50-minute SMA 8 right on the spot after resistance. Yeah, true. Gonna need these 15-minute candles, but I think like at least this 15-minute is gonna close and then that's gonna come down a bit more. I doubt this one is gonna give us a setup. What about like what, 20 minutes into this hourly? So it's still early. Let's just see what price does here. Because this is an area that we previously rejected. 33.29. Previously rejected. We're back here. What's your average RR? 1 to 1. Small little. This range here is like it's pretty small though. That's only like 10 pips. Beautiful swing entry model here. While price is breaking below 33, 34. That range was around like 38 pips. Beautiful correction. Literally like doing what the market needs to be doing. Rejecting lows, rejecting highs. Should be rejecting lows again. Literally. Let's see over here. Sniper exits. Nice one, Ricardo. So buy in and out. Living on the edge. Because right now, definitely falling knife. Still moving. Bearish. We're moving down now. 1 hour breaking below support. See if we can still get some retracements. Last time we created a new lower low, we had a pretty aggressive pullback here on the hourly. We still got about 36 minutes for this hourly candlestick here to close. I think what would be nice to see is like if price just dumps, you know, if you just get like a proper dump and then some structure to move up again. I'm thinking it might go to 33.26 first before going up. 33.26. Yes. My next target down is 33.23.10. From there can be nice buys. 33.23. Yeah, good buys for me too if it just comes. Bogdanov is not in the office yet. We need to see some sort of volume. It's moving down. It's doing it so slow though. Do we have the London open, guys? Yeah, London's opened. Alright, so maybe this was a London open fakie or this one here. I feel like this would be the London open fakie as it's breaking below that key level of support, which is our 4-hour wick following the clean range. So breaking a little bit of a liquidity grab, then starts to rip back up. Hey, I had to check I wasn't on stream early. Why do you only trade 10 pip most of the times less than $1? I focus more on monetary gains and percentage. So it doesn't matter if 10 pips, 15 pips, as long as it's giving me the percentage and monetary gains that I'm typically looking for. Because you know, like if you got a smaller stop loss, then your lot size just increases, right? If you got a bigger stop loss, then obviously your lot size decreases. Nothing too specific. Any day I'm looking for around maybe like $250 or a range of 250 to 1,000. That's typically my goal. See, NFP tomorrow. I don't know if y'all are going to be trading on Friday. I'm definitely going to be on the charts. See what we're expecting for NFP. 139, forecasting 120. So greater than forecast is good for the currency. So we're expecting bad numbers. Bad numbers for the non-farm payrolls this week. Well, it doesn't seem like we have Powell speaking anymore. I guess when Powell spoke, what was it, yesterday, that it didn't have any significant. I don't think he said anything significant, because I mean for 0.30% here just on the London session, it's not a lot of movement. Friday is bank holiday, extra freaky. Yes, you know the funny thing is that on Friday is a bank holiday, but I bet you there's gonna be a lot of moves. I bet you Friday is gonna have a lot of volume, and majority of people are not gonna be on the in the market because it's a bank holiday. We'll see. What do you think about the healthcare scam? What healthcare scam? I don't think I've heard anything. Healthcare is it's a pretty big business. Man, you know, I was in Germany and most of the advertisements there are catered to the older people. You see advertisements on buses and around. It's supposed to like catered about like healthcare and towards like older people. Pretty big business. Yeah, there's been a lot of healthcare scams. You heard about what's that girl? She had this device where if you just take a little prick of your blood, it could give you like a lot of details like about your health. And she was kind of like imitating Steve Jobs a bit, and it's just kind of weird. Like she would make her voice deeper, and she was quite like a sales. But let me try to find her here. What was her name, guys? Elizabeth Holmes. Yeah, you should watch this thing. Elizabeth Holmes exposed a 9 billion medical miracle that never existed. Imagine, like, this is insane to me, how people can invest billions into something that they haven't seen proof of yet. You know, you think like people with money would be smart, right? People who have that type of capacity to make those investments, that they would do some form of due diligence. But it's crazy. It happens every now and then. You're going to have people like this one guy in Nigeria sold a fake airport Make quite a lot of money from that, or you get these like kind of scams like this that don't have any vetting. Makes you wonder. But I think she's out now. She's out from prison. She went to prison. She's out now, and she's looking to do the same thing again. She's looking to do the same thing again with healthcare. You know, it's the same guy for like, even with the Fire Festival guy. I think he went to prison for some time. He came out and is looking to do the same Fire Festival scam again. $14 billion US healthcare scam Trump announced yesterday. Wow. I mean, it's quite interesting. I wonder why he's making such exposes. You know, because people at the top, they're all in on it. You know, everybody's getting lubricated somehow to some extent. Of course, healthcare in a country can't function without permission from the government. So it's quite interesting. You know, when you start targeting people in government like this, obviously that wouldn't be... I mean, it's good that he's doing it. Most politicians wouldn't, though. It's a pretty big sector to be calling out, I suppose. Yeah, your morals really get tested as a politician. You know, you gotta start off politics like wanting to be just and righteous and all of these things. And then what happens if one day a guy comes and offers you like $1 billion? Offers you $1 billion to, you know, to kind of like slow down on the righteousness, you know? Like a lot of people will take that offer. Now it's quite difficult. You might say you wouldn't now, but when the time comes and someone offers you a briefcase of money or gives you some sort of luxuries there, it's gonna really test you. Because, you know, if you don't do it, then there's a lot more consequences that come with that. So, you know, I think what happens with presidents, they usually start off wanting to make a change. Some of them, I think like Barack Obama genuinely wanted to make a change, and then he got into presidency, and then he realized that presidents don't really have that amount of power. You know, they can't just change everything. Like each organization works separately. So just because you're the president doesn't mean you can affect the UN or healthcare or the Federal Reserves. And you know, Trump is different, right? Trump is like, screw Powell, I'm firing you. Fire Powell, expose the healthcare, fuck the UN. So I think that's pretty good. But we'll see how it goes. People are most desperate when their health is in question. That's where the most money is turned around. Yes, man. You cannot buy health. No amount of money will buy you health. So, yeah. It's like a drug, you know, like the pharmaceutical industry. They're like legal dealers and cartels, basically. Like you get a legal way of selling people drugs. Get them addicted to them, you know. Questionable whether they really help, but they make a lot of money from it. Valid setup for that, but yes, maybe longs forever. This is getting really sketchy for me, man, because we got like resistance here, here, here. There's no room for price to move. And I don't want to take a sell here. Theranos. Some of them mad's bad for you. They just want the sales. That's why I also hate hospitals. I hate going to a hospital. You know, like literally if you do a checkup, if anybody does a checkup, even if you feel healthy, a hospital is going to find something wrong with you. They're probably going to say, oh, you have high blood sugar or you know, nobody's perfect. There's probably something that you could work on. And then they're going to even recommend some sort of medication. And, you know, for me, I try to stay away from hospitals. I actually feel more sick going to a hospital. Just stick to like natural remedies. Also, psychology is quite an important thing, you know, like when we had COVID, you know, that psychological impact it had on everybody, like with COVID and wondering, oh, did I catch COVID? Now I'm feeling a bit sick. And then you psychologically start to make yourself feel sick. Like, it's very possible. It's very possible. That's why they also have like these what do you call it? Like pseudo medicines, where they don't actually give you the medicine, but your psychology makes you feel better again. And then during COVID, everybody was getting sick. Like literally everybody was getting sick. And it's kind of funny that it vanished. You know, it just completely disappeared. Because the possibilities, you know, the whole idea behind the vaccines were like enough people in the world needed to get it to reduce the spread, right? But like what percentage of the world do you think actually got vaccinated? Do you think it's actually enough that it eradicated COVID completely? There's still people who get COVID today, like up until this day. People still get sick from it. But it's not as a big a deal as it used to be. But man, I can tell you one thing is like people made a lot of money during COVID. You know, the markets were completely affected during that time. Heck, I should have been selling toilet paper during COVID. You know, you could make so much money in different areas. Pfizer vaccines came out, invested in Pfizer, invest in currencies going up. That was so many opportunities. Oil went down during that time. So it's all one big game. And I'll just think like we're just pretty much chess pieces in this much larger economic structure. We don't know shit, you know, we just appeared here, but there's like ancient knowledge that dates back. Obviously you've had stories about the Egyptians, like and those civilizations, not only in Egypt, like in South America, very advanced civilizations. And we just appeared here. I was born in 1995. You know, like the game is already rigged. So I think the markets is one place that kind of gives us more of like a fair playing ground if you get good at reading the markets, at understanding how markets operate, and why it is that we even have the markets in the first place. You know, why is it that the rich always get rich? So the financial literacy is quite important. And I think trading, although it's not like a very like a formal form of education, like you don't really need a formal form of education. You can learn a lot just by seeking the knowledge yourself. It's just all about how much are you willing to pay attention to it. Bro, we NPCs? Yeah, we all NPCs. We're all NPCs. Like, even if you look at events like 9/11, right? 9/11, if you look at the airplane that crashed in India, it crashed into a hospital and the hospital is still standing. Literally still standing. There's nothing wrong with it. If you look at 9/11, the Twin Towers, the way it fell, right? That thing fell like basically like a controlled demolition. If you realize it didn't fall like this or like that. It fell like a house of cards. Like it was a controlled demolition. It just came tumbling down like this. So, you know, it makes you think like airplane hits the towers over there and then the whole building falls down. You know, it also doesn't make sense. But during that time, you know, Bush had a very good reason now to go to war with the Middle East, and you know, they probably made they did what they needed to do, right? So they could find an enemy that now that the markets can somewhat operate. Yeah, I mean, it does make sense. Those massive buildings should just come down like that. And a small hospital in India still standing. Yeah, controlled demo. So it makes you think. It makes you think, really. Because, you know, like most of us, I think sometimes we got a short-term thinking sometimes. But really good entrepreneurs have long-term thinking. You know, they're probably even making business plans or ideas which is not going to benefit them in their lifetime, but it's going to benefit their offspring and generations to come. So I think when we're talking about things like at that much larger scale, that's really why the world is the way it is. Like, that's why presidents don't have access to everything as well. It's because they're only here for a short time, but there's a much bigger picture at play. Even before Trump was born, markets have been around forever. Trump will come after you for saying that. It probably has something to do with the engineering of the building. That building was engineered in a very smart way. You know, even if you look at the way the offices were set up, the pillars ran through the middle of the building. Unlike older buildings, like I think the Empire State Building has, like, for example, this is an office space. You got desks like this. Empire State Building has a much older design. It has the pillars like within different sections, like all over the place, which also takes up space. So it was more modern. It was definitely more modern. And of course, in New York, you can't build a skyrise that huge without considering a lot of things. I mean, you know, planes themselves are not really that detrimental. Like the material used in a plane, obviously, is very light material, so it's more fuel efficient, and so the airlines can make more money. So the only thing you'd look out for is maybe, I guess, the explosion. But you know, to what extent can an explosion bring a whole building like that down? You see it in India. It barely did anything to that hospital. Just turned, you know, it just looked like a brick house, but it was still standing. That clay and mud stronger than steel. Yeah. That Indian architecture, man. Very nice. Must be on another level. They're puppets. Who is the puppeteer then? No idea. Women videos in shopping center fighting over loo paper. Loo paper was like, you'd be like, take my money, just give me the toilet paper. You probably buy toilet paper on Amazon for 5 times the price. But the good thing is, since you got that experience, you know, the next time we have something like that, what we should be buying. Stock up on the toilet paper. Next time we got a breakout, a world breakout like this. Disease or virus. That's what I'm gonna do. Number one thing. Now we've learned from that. We've learned from that scenario. So stock up on the TP and start looking at oil and markets. And start anticipating, okay, you know what? This happened last time. And this is how the markets were affected by this last time. So let me take advantage of it now. You know, these are like Black Swan events. Where's our London volume? That's a good question, sir. Maybe it happens again in the next 10 years. Remember, drink more water, guys. Drink more water. I'm sure people who owned toilet paper factories, they must have felt like Pablo Escobar or Scarface. You know, the whole world needs toilet paper and they got like abundance of toilet paper. Walking around their house, selling mad toilet paper, but also having their own stock. Water is overrated. Longs on H2O. I wish we could trade water. Trade air. Hey, Yared. Nice to have you back. Yared from Texas in the chat. How to know your entry? you're not gonna know my entry. My entry is secret. I'll tell you my entry when you can trade coffee and wheat. Yeah, you can trade coffee and wheat. We're looking at soybeans the other day. Soybeans were looking pretty good. Let's see how it's actually performing here. Because we're expecting a breakout with clean range on the left-hand side. It looks like we still haven't moved. So it's gonna take some time here. This is a monthly time frame for soybeans to break above that resistance here, and then I think, you know, soybeans can go up. See on the weekly. Alright, gold is waking up somewhat. Still don't have a pretty good stop. If I take a buy here, stop loss below here. Let's see this range. That's about... yeah, it's too risky. I flew from that airport 2 days before the crash. Ooh, you must feel really relieved. Imagine the people who didn't get on the plane. Nice volume coming in, shooting up. This like about 44 pips. Where are you looking for entry? I don't know. I don't know yet. I'm thinking about some buys above here. Such a small ranges though. You know, the nicer range is all the way up here. This area is like about 35 pips. Let's see. Have you looked into Flight Malaysia 370? I remember seeing something like about it crashing in the ocean. I probably watched it. Wow, look at this. Gold has decided to finally give us a move. Flying up in the sky. Holy, what is happening with Goldie? Whoa. Ooh, yeah, it hits the water. It's like hitting ground. What if like they could slow down a bit at least? Yeah, freaking it hurts. Like I used to think you could just jump out and survive in the ocean, but it's like landing on ground. Holy. I wonder what's more dangerous, landing in the ocean like this or landing in a forest somewhere. You know, just like hitting a few trees and that. I don't know why the water looks more dangerous, especially if you're coming down quite fast. These trees can break your fall. People survived falling from airplanes, landing on trees, breaking their fall. You see the lady in Brazil who fell off the hot air balloon? Man, I wish I didn't watch that video. That was freaking crazy. Like, she survived, but her leg was literally on her like this. Her leg was on her like this. Like, her leg just completely turned. And you know, like, there's a guy in the comments who said he got into an accident like that once. A drunk driver hit him, and some lady asked him like how it feels like, and apparently the human body doesn't feel the pain. You don't feel the pain up until you do therapy, because you're pretty much in shock. So therapy is like when you start to really feel it. Kind of good to know that she wasn't in pain, but very lucky. Yeah, she was not screaming or anything, but she was like, shit. Depend on how the plane will crash, you can jump out. Speaking about jumping out of planes, I think there's this movie that I wanted to watch. I want to rewatch this movie. I don't know if you guys have seen it. It's called Unbroken. It's a pretty nice movie. I would recommend it. Unbelievable true story. Survival, resilience, redemption. This guy was such an asshole. Really nice movie. Waiting for like a support to be formed here, guys. Then I'm gonna see like maybe I can get a buy. There's a new hourly candlestick opening, which is good. So we're gonna get new fresh volume from the next hourly if price wants to continue to move up bullish. That's what I'll be expecting. I would pass out. I hate the seawater. You don't know what's below you. I understand that. Yeah, I would definitely not go swimming in the deep sea. That's for sure. That's really scary. Deep sea is something else. You really don't know what's below you. Get all the barracudas swimming under you, swordfishes, tunas, massive tunas. No way, fish is scary. Eating fish is no problem, but if you're in the deep sea with just a simple fish like a tuna, it can feel a bit weird. Are you expecting big bullish momentum today? Maybe around 33.80? 33.80? Man, that's quite a reach, you know. I'm just looking for price to move up here towards 30.37, 33.37. And this range is like we're getting that similar I'm not going to take this buy. I'm still waiting for structure. But we're getting this similar small ranges that I'm at least used to for gold. Did anyone get off the 1 minute? Oh man, if this is 1 minute distribution, what a beautiful play. Nice little rollover, breaking above. Today I caught some knives that ran well, German 40 and this one. But the plan is 10 pips for 0.5% gain. Nice. You can survive inside a whale for days. This is a story about a guy who was inside a whale. Not the biblical one. No, there's a recent story about a guy who got swallowed up by a whale. But it was something like weird that maybe he didn't. But he believed that he did. if you guys are religious, I would highly recommend you watch this guy. I was watching a podcast with him yesterday, and if you're really into religion, I think Wes Huff will open your eyes like never before. Because you know, like Christians believe in certain things that are just not like part of the real Christianity. But this guy's a historian, and he breaks down like a lot of myths and stuff about Jesus Christ and Christianity and all of these things, like factual things, like very factual things. If you're a hardcore Christian, then man, I think this guy over here, Wes Huff, can really open your eyes, you know, with real factual evidence and scriptures that he's gonna show you in the video. You know, this is what he does. You can see it in the back over here. Such a good podcast this was. He was going up against Billy Carson, who's it's kind of like he believes a lot of things, Billy Carson. He believes a lot of things which are not backed up by fact, but he's quite a famous guy. More about the Anunnaki and civilizations, and ancient civilizations that basically says aliens. Basically aliens. That's his train of thought most of the time. They come from like a different planet called Sirius B. And he has all of these, like, you know, the thing is, like, when you hear him speak, he actually sounds quite intelligent, because this is normal humanity intelligence, right? Like, okay, not humanity, but this is the normal person's intelligence. But he knows like this, right? He knows like this. So if you hear him speak, you're kind of like in awe. But now he's going up against somebody whose intelligence is like this. You know, this Wes Huff guy. So like basically Billy Carson would say something, and then this guy would say, oh no, that was actually proven to be false. You know, like, yeah, we went through this. It's a very well-known false thing, blah, blah, blah. So every time you'd say something, this guy would be like, yeah, but you know, that's not real because da, 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 da. And oh man, it's so good. Like Billy Carson in the end just walked out. Completely ruined this guy's brand. He's like one of the most famous guys here in terms of ancient civilization knowledge, but it's more of like that's what happens when a historian meets a social influencer. They get burned. So watch that. Even just from a religious perspective, you're still gonna learn a lot. Are you hardcore Christian? I'm Christian, but I'm not per se religious like that. I just believe in my own thing, you know. But I definitely do believe. But I don't follow it like via religious ways. I think the Quran is good, you know, the Quran is good, Christianity is good. I only fly commercial. The only exit emergency I know are the doors, bro. But yeah, I'm not an airplane expert. Yes. But you know, the doors don't open, right? Like they're designed in a way that I don't think you can open it mid-flight if you want to jump out of an airplane. Because of the pressure. Should I hold in buys because of no bottom wick on the 15-minute? I don't know why you're in bias. You know, why are you in bias? That's the question. 15-minute doesn't have a bottom wick, and it's about to close you in the next 10 seconds. Usually, no matter what proof you give to the hardcore religious people, they will just refuse it. And yeah, that's why that interview, that podcast is really good, because he's more of a historian, but he's using facts, and you can really see the cracks in these other people's like beliefs, who just believe in certain things, but they can't really like prove it. You know, like Billy Carson, basically the guy asked him like, how are you verifying this stuff that you're talking about? Billy Carson's like, well, I get on a plane and I go there and I talk to people. And you know, this is something I learned in school as well. Like oral data is usually one of the most unreliable forms of data you can get. Because, you know, you're going to tell something to somebody, and they're going to tell something to somebody, and then over time, you know, the story changes. So you really start to see the cracks. And then Billy Carson was just like, screw this, I'm out of here. That's what happens, you know, when you deal with somebody who has like a lot of facts. That's usually what happens. Because I've got friends who are really smart as well. Like, in terms of, you know, they know a lot of things, and this can sound very convincing. But it's only up until you put them up against somebody who has actual facts. And that's what that podcast is about. Because I'm the type of person, I love my alien history. I love to imagine about aliens and all that stuff as well. I mean, 100%, you know. But at the same time, I'm also very cynical. And I'm pretty open to hearing the other side. But yeah, religious people, like super religious people, you can't really even talk to them about aliens. They'll think you're crazy. They'll honestly think like you should be put in a madhouse. You know, just the average Christian, I think. Yeah. Because I've had conversations like that with people who are like, they go to church and stuff like that. They literally would think you're crazy. But I'm like, shouldn't you have an open mind at least? I mean, even Brian Cox says, if you look at all the sand on the beach, and just one grain of sand was equivalent to a billion galaxies for this to work in terms of scale. Imagine one grain of sand equivalent to a billion galaxies. All the grains of the sand on the earth. You know, you gotta see how big the universe is. There's no way. It's like impossible that humans are the only things which exist. God logic are powerful in debating the truth. Yeah, I think it's good. Like that Welsh guy is pretty open-ended as well. Like he really says things like even I think the regular Christian, for example, wouldn't know about Christianity. They would be following things that they think is right, but according to actually the historical scriptures, that they're actually sometimes a little bit off. Because, you know, you have radical people as well. Like religion can be quite radical. I mean, you think about it, like Muslim cultures, even Christianity to some extent can be quite radical against women. I'm not going to drink with him anymore. Wait, I need to go back. Drink with who? You can't see the wind, but you can feel it. I can say the same about God. You don't see him, but you can feel it. Yes. I was kind of hoping for a sell here. If we can get a retracement, smaller retracement break of the lows to come down. You must be as patient as a dove and as wise as a serpent when you come to debating people about such delicate topics. Even jumping with a parachute, if the plane is dropping or flying straight at 1,000 kilometers an hour, you'll probably get yourself killed. I have some experience, and it would be like 50-50 or less to survive. Well, what would kill you? The whiplash. You probably pass out, right? If you jump out of a plane moving that fast, you get whiplash. It's kind of like a, you know that story for this conspiracy or Dan Cooper, DB Cooper. How the mystery of DB Cooper. Guy jumped out of a moving plane. He robbed it and then disappeared. Just jumped out of it. Not a lot of pictures here. Oh, wait, here. DB Cooper. During the first leg with the crew in the cockpit, Cooper lowered the rear stairs and parachuted into a thunderstorm. What do we got over here, Ricardo? These are accumulation buys. Hi, brother. How could you stay awake this late? How could you stay awake this late? Okay, guys. So, all right, we got like 3 more minutes over here. Candlestick is potentially going to give me an entry for a sell. I do like the idea of sells because price is moving down bearish. All right. Gotta set this up here, mate. Put my Fibonacci from these lows. See how big this is. Yesterday was my first time over trading in years. Can't believe the last time I took 4 trades in a day. But my broker, this candle is actually bearish. This looks a bit weird. Looks a bit weird, but I think it should still be valid. Looks like a hard close. I literally, this candle here has so much volume in it, but on my broker it's a doji. See, maybe the buys above here is still valid. Let's see, stop loss below here. Try and correct this move. Oh, that was pretty big stop. Pretty big stop loss. Because I think if, you know, we pushed up like this and we're creating a support here, there's a chance that this is a fake out. And that support is like a false support for the next candlestick to come down like this. To break and then start to move downwards, bearish. I hope it closes like a very nice bullish candle. See, it's reflipping here in the last 20 seconds. As it's coming closer to closing, I hope it doesn't close like a doji, a bullish doji. Six seconds. What are we going to do here, Goldie? Oh, it's closing bullish. In the last 3 seconds, it closed bullish. My broker closed like a bearish doji. Let me see how Wanda looks. Wanda has a bullish one. Got bullish closure on Wanda in the 5-minute. Creating a nice little top wick there. This is a new hourly candlestick as well. It'll be reflipping. If you look at the hourly perspective, hourly will be reflipping and breaking its lows. It's already created the hourly lows. If it wants to move up, it already has a bottom wick. So that's why I think the sells could be quite nice if we break below support. What happens if we just keep running up here? Got a stop loss below this region. Price to move up. That could work. I think. We're going to have to wait and see. GJ is coming back to the very same level I mentioned yesterday to react from the 10 area. Got 2 wins on the sell from the very same zone. Now waiting to see if I get either a buy or a sell today. Nice, nice. Previous 50-minute candle doesn't have bottom wick. That's good. Hopefully we can come down there and create it. Even though the candle's already closed. Good morning, boss and fellow community traders. Good morning, Soyami. Sorry, you can't write capital letters. It's going to be removed. And don't get me started on what's been built at the bottom of the ocean. Yeah, it's crazy. You've seen those Navy videos where you got like these things coming out from the ocean. Like there's a real Navy videos, like they're also using the infrared and everything. And these are the small things which have been released to the public. It usually takes years for them to be released. Like very strange things. So it's a question of intelligence, like from outer space, or just the same thing as I mentioned, you know, before people got Bluetooth was already existing for like 15-20 years. You know, it's just the military is so far ahead in terms of technology. Neil, I am from India. Welcome to my stream. Come on, Goldie. All right, so if price is not moving down, then I think I'm gonna look for price, some buys maybe around here. If it starts skyrocketing up, I think, you know, the important thing is always planning a buy bias and sell bias, right? Because you got to be ready. If price doesn't want to come in that direction, then we got to see if it wants to move up, where does it make the most sense that we can start moving up from. You know, and I think like if we break above here, it's just about valid. Let's make this look very neat. Yeah, it's just about valid if we can break above these highs. What are the chances that we get up there though? Price needs to push up from where we're currently sitting about more 34 more pips. Because we could still be retesting the highs of the range. You know, because we're still moving sideways here. And we just tapped the bottom of the range. So price could be coming to retest the highs. Oh, this DC drums is going in. Yeah, I love these. I love these kind of topics. You know, I enjoy them. I take them with a grain of salt, but I do enjoy listening to them. I do enjoy listening to them. The world is very weird, guys. The world is very weird. My old roommate in uni used to, his dad used to be part of stakeholders who owned a bank, and he told me his dad was part of a Freemason group, and he told me about like what they do and all that stuff, and it's really weird. Don't want to get into it too much. Rich people are weird because you're gonna have like so much money that regular stuff is not interesting anymore. And you have access to a lot of different opportunities. One thing I'm watching closely is, or at least I'm trying to watch, is this Diddy thing. These Diddy trials. I think the trial is he should be tried by the end of the week. We're gonna know what happens, but it seems like he should get like at least a minimum sentencing, if anything, of like 15 years. I'm gonna see what happens. It'll be crazy to see him walk away from it without any prison time. That just goes to show you, you know, at the end of the day, if you have money, kind of like get away with a lot of things. Unfortunately. Vic, today you are walking on a very thin ice. Better pick up some lighter topics. Nothing serious, right? This is nothing serious. These are just opinions. You mustn't be a snowflake. If people's opinions are making you riled up, then you must look at yourself and not be a snowflake. You know, be always willing to like listen to what other people have to say. You don't have to agree with them. Just listen. Heck, they could be right. And if they're not right, that's not the point. The point is that you're not being judgmental. Because what's the point? What's the point of, you know, if people can't even talk, then what are we doing here? It's a free world. All right, let's see. Coming in closer and closer. This is 20.5. What is that? 20.5 pips. Yeah, nice. You're good, Vic. Don't be scared. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the support. Be cynical. Be cynical about the world, because, you know, if you're not cynical, you fall for, you're more easily manipulated, which is not a good thing. You gotta be able to think for yourself to some extent, as long as you know you're not radical. You know, the problem is some people are freaking radical, they don't even know, and then it gets dangerous. But if you have a good head on your shoulders, then you know you're gonna be able to control it. Diddy's your goat. We'll see at the end of the week. I mean, you know, if you're not willing to break out of certain normalities, it's also very hard for you to achieve the extraordinary. Because even when I started trading, literally everybody would tell me that it's not going to work. You know, this is not right. This is not the right thing to do. It doesn't work. People lose money. You see, if I didn't have already this cynical and open nature about myself, then, you know, like a lot of things will not be possible in my life. Yeah, and the type of people I meet as well, very interesting people. Very interesting people who have different perspectives on life. And if you come at them with a very strong, boxed off way, you close yourself up to a lot of interactions and opportunities to learn. Because people also wouldn't be comfortable. They wouldn't be comfortable opening up to you. I've paid no attention to Diddy trial, not interested on it. Yeah, if he goes to prison and if they send him to the same prison as Suge Knight, then it's curtains for Diddy. Come on, Goldie, what are we doing? This range above this area is barely... It's valid, but I feel like I would much rather still prefer the sells. We could just come and re-break these lows. Sorry, guys. Don't cancel me, please. On the topics we've discussed so far. Please, don't cancel me. Okay, let's see what happens. Goldie's in a very interesting spot here. But there's no real direction. It hasn't picked anything. If it breaks below here, we're gonna have the SMAs in our favor. The TP is 65% on my reversal zone. I will buy up there on a swing trade and sell after. Free Victor. I did what pair are you trading? I'm trading gold. You can see it up here, sir. Gold spot. He's scared of the Masons. Remember that Simpsons episode when Homer finally joins the Masons and he gets like, he's sitting in traffic, and since he's part of the Masons, he gets to go through like a different route, which is like a tunnel. He gets to go through society like at ease. No problems. Gets all the luxuries. There's a boring tunnel. That's Elon Musk's tunnel. See, how much is our stop here? About like 51 pips. Much nicer than this one. This is pretty big for the range. It could still keep moving past this zone though. If we just start to move up, because the daily has already created its bottom wick. We're actually at a daily flip. If you look at the daily here, where I'm looking to get in is the daily candlestick flipping. So it would have already created its daily lows. I'm anticipating it if it breaks above here, reflips, that that we can move up. All these Hollywood cats are on that Diddy activities. I've worked security for them. We have interesting people in the chat. Interesting jobs and experiences. I kind of want to tighten my stop loss, but I don't trust this area here because if I want to get into a long, I'm expecting that the higher time frame is gonna just keep pushing. Should be safe by around 3341.57. Then tighten stop loss to break even. Really do hope it comes down. The sells just seem a little bit more straightforward. Hey, thanks for the 100 likes, guys. Appreciate it. WW's in the chat. W for the chat. I mean, theoretically, could you reduce the stop loss here? I feel like in case of drawdown, I'll be much happier if I had it down here. Because I know for a fact if we break these highs, no reason why we should be coming back to retake those hourly lows. Unless now price is really going to shift. Oh, we got 17. All right, let me see something here. $3.9. We got a range here as well. Now this is really tight. Oh, damn. See how big this is. This is also just about valid. Oh, man, I really don't like the way these setups here are forming because they are valid, but they just don't look... They don't have that appeal. Yes, if we break these lows, I'm going to be looking to get into a potential move. You know, sometimes it's risky trades, which are the ones that you should be taking. You know what I mean? Because if I miss this one, and that's part of my rules, it's not going to be a good thing for the next. Usually, like, if you miss your first trade, then it gets a little bit more risky. Because theoretically, you know, that should have been the move. Really trading the trenches right now. Because if you notice, price hasn't had any direction yet. We haven't yet had the distribution. No one's getting paid out yet. At least from my perspective. We're still waiting on the next distribution. Charts look kind of messy. Chart work is looking real messy here. It's a freaking tight range because if we tap into... If we do end up breaking those lows, you can easily tap into, you know, like 33, 34 and then pull back up. So I don't like this one, a 25.4 pip stop. The range is also, it's not the biggest, it's just about like a 13 pip range. A small like 5-minute resistance here on the left hand side. Could be having a small reaction off of these levels. Elovic, how you buddy? What are we looking for today, sells or buys? Both actually. Just depends on where the market moves. For that small one, you wouldn't take it unless it's a shotgun play. Yeah, I'm thinking like, but the tricky thing is if this plays out, it's going to be playing a distribution into the second one here. Second one could be safer. A 13 pip range. This is like typical gold though. 13 pip ranges, taking me back to the previous years. Hey, we might see a bullish continuation. Maybe this is not done yet. Gonna see something similar like this candlestick. Start to pop in like this and then shoot above. Start to clean up the chart a bit more. There's a 1 minute consolidation breakout. Hasn't yet fully formed. You don't like the small range? You think it could pop in there, then go up to the high? That's the thing with small ranges. Seen that happen quite a bit with these setups here with the very tight stops like that. At the same time, Luke, if it plays out, what am I gonna tell myself afterwards? Oh, I didn't follow my rules. I should have taken that trade. Damn it, I wrote this down. Should have taken it. That's what I'm trying to avoid more than anything else. Hopefully it makes it easy for us here and just keeps moving up. These are the buys that got some wiggle room. And then, you know, the idea is it shouldn't even break those lows if it doesn't want to move down. Hey, maybe we get a bit additional confluence though as well. Look at this. We just closed above resistance. But will it remain valid is a question. Yeah, got a small little fake out confluence there. Oh, coming down. Could be faking out the buyers. One last grab. Alright, guys, if it breaks, I'm gonna be in. Oh, wait, no, actually not. Actually not. Okay, good that I caught this. Got 3 minutes. 3 minutes, 20 seconds. I need this candle here to close first. I'm gonna need this candle here to close first. Oh, it looks like it's breaking. All right. So it invalidated for us. So I made it easy. Made it easy. I have more faith in this range down below, but yeah, it looks like the candlestick closed. So the candlestick broke without a closing first. According to my calculations. Should wait a bit longer. Nice. Let's see if that one actually ended up playing through. Did we hit the 65 yet? No, not yet. It's crazy. Crazy PA. Because the thing is, avoiding this area, you know, this area is very tricky area to trade. So trick is avoiding any sort of mistakes. You can easily make mistakes when the ranges are this small. Because the moves happen so quickly that sometimes you can overlook certain things. And candlesticks could still rip up. When we get stuck in, we want to know for sure that the market wants to move in a certain direction. Or rather, when I get stuck in. Check the hourly candle. Okay, we got about 15 minutes till the new hourly open. Yeah, the hourly candle here, my initial sells at the break of the lows. You know, if I'm taking a trade based off an hourly time frame, then yeah, the buys there don't look as nice. And the sells also don't look as good because you got rejections below and you have resistance above. So I'm basing my trade here off the lower time frames that we can keep moving. Bro, you had us to sell? No, I didn't have anyone to do nothing. You're too impulsive. You're too impulsive. You just want to, the reason you're in a sell right now is because you want to trade. You've come to this stream and you're probably going to go to the next one wanting to trade. So you're just going to keep, reacting very emotionally about your trades. All right, can I get my dump? Just need price to break below 33.32. Then I can say, okay, you know what? I think price wants to move down here now. Bayo sale. The same guy now is not gonna take the break even. Even if he knows that I'm not in the trade, he just wanted someone to blame if it was a loss. Because the same guy probably, even in profit now, still wouldn't correct his trade because it's all emotion. It's all emotional. So if it's a losing trade, it's my fault, even with a break-even option. Hey, architect, don't start nothing here. I don't really see gold to be in uptrend today. On my end, I see dropping down to 33.25. Oh, nice. Yeah, I think so. I think so too. That if we at least break below here, we can come down. We can continue the downward trend. Currently, the daily is down negative 0.08%. This is the tricky part. Like staying away from any sort of like manipulations that might be happening here. You can see it's struggling a bit with the SMAs too. Your entry is my BE and your SL is my TP. So where are you getting in? Here? On this line? So you gotta wait for price to come down at least. So I guess your entry is my TP or my break even. Is it okay to make the SL on the buys less now? Oh, if this candlestick moves up, I will take the full range. I'll get a bit of insurance on that one, and just look at the 65% to give me my BE signal. All right, so at least market's opening up again. So it's a little bit easier to actually read the price here at this point. I think since we got into stream, the price actions was kind of like tricky to maneuver. But now it's getting a bit more clear. And that's what I like. I like more of these clear sort of trades. So I can see we have like a little bit of a fake out situation above there. Price is ripping down currently. We got our SMAs in favor in confluence. We're trading with the daily trend. So I think the breaks below here would be a pretty good idea. And if you don't think it's a good idea, then you know, it is what it is. But yeah, this is nice. This is like similar. What happened with the... Remember we spoke about this character change of the New York session yesterday, and then how New York started to move down. This is like that same similar structure. So let me see if I can get my entries that I want to show y'all. It's like that kind of reversal pattern. Oh, we got the new hourly opening in the next 8 minutes as well. Way too low volume for me as it was yesterday. I feel like volume is kicking in. You can see it like pouring down right now. It's pouring down following that little fakey situation that happened above. Usually that's how a fake out operates, right? It will move quickly when it's trapped people in a position. So as of now, it's trapped the buyers above there. I find tall traders so funny, you know, like when you're taking your trades, I'm always thinking, man, this guy's taking trades at such random areas, like very quickly. You take like very quick in and out trades, but you always find the ones that I'm waiting for, or not always, but you find these a bit more risky for some reason. Complete opposite. I'm waiting on my hourly candle close too. Yep, very like in the next 5 minutes you should get it. Like tall traded, like price will come down, then you're gonna start buying. You're gonna start buying or doing something here after the move happens. That's my perspective. I don't know what you're really doing, but that's just how it looks to me. I'm trying to catch this thing. Trying to reel this suka in. Like less sweaty trades? Yes. This is definitely a less sweaty trade now. Because, you know, we can wait. You know, you can relax. You can calculate your lot sizes. Hey, Frankie. Good morning. Good morning. I have my habits, as you can guess, but I'm generally very open to any ideas and find yours pretty good. Oh, nice. Well, one part of me being here is hoping to get more patience. Yeah, let's see if we can break. Got about like 4 minutes for this candle here to close. Might be waiting on the new hourly open. Oh, it could be a pretty nice push, especially if we get this support being formed and the next candlestick breaks. Then that break is gonna follow through with new hourly volume. Let's create a support and I have something like this. I think it's gonna look pretty nice. Flirting with the idea. I feel Goldie's thinking about it. Question is, do we break before the new hourly open? Would be nice. Like ideally it would be nice to get the new hourly open, create the hourly highs to create hourly lows. But at the same time, if you wait for that open, this candle here could dump. There's 3 more minutes. It could easily dump this range. See, and it's coming in. All right, so that's me got triggered in here. Now expecting that price can keep moving down. So yeah, guys, this is my confluence here for this position. Stop loss is a pretty key area of structure. As we spoke about here, the daily is bearish, down negative 0.16%. A little fakey situation above here. And yeah, nice clean ranges to the downside. Price is moving down overall. We're not getting any bullish momentum at the moment. We'll be coming down. About 2 minutes until the new hourly open. See what kind of break this was. Yeah, pretty decent break. Got SMAs in our favor in confluence. Just got to get through that 15-minute SMA. Got the 30-minute in our favor. See, hourly is in our favor. Hourly reflipped back down, rebroke its own lows. So just as it was about to close, hourly was all the way up here for majority time, and it reflipped and started re-breaking its own lows. So for me, this is giving potential push to the downside vibes. I think it's a good trade. Because especially after faking out the buyers, I would not be expecting it to fake out the sellers as well. After breaking key level of structure above here, would not be expecting to break here and then go back up. Then probably that means it's just going to range. It's just going to move sideways if it does that. PA on GJ is looking nice for you to enter. Here comes a new hourly open. Might see a bit more drawdown before it moves. Just to create the hourly highs. That's what I would be expecting at least. Maybe like a small pop up. That's a new hourly. So, you know, that's a pretty good top wick. It could create a longer one, but that's still a top wick. You want to see what happens when it breaks, then get in on pullbacks. You're gonna sell as well. You'll take profit at 33.25. Below the support. It was trying to break that support previously. You know, when we came on, this was the London session here opened up, and it was trying to break below the support. Did like a small, this could be a retracement, a bullish retracement, potentially to keep moving down as well. Because it's probably like trying to take out the sellers here. Like if people were looking for sells on gold as it was breaking below support, probably like taking out the sellers up here. Because that's typically what we see of the market before it starts to have moves. So there's like some kind of retracement. Because it's not retesting the highs. If it was retesting the highs, then it had no business breaking below this support. If we were just going to bounce between the range, then I don't see a reason why we would have broken that support just to come back up like that. Got the ADP today as well. So I'm not going to be going aggro on the market like I did yesterday. Gotta definitely take it a little bit more easy. Because gold is going to range. You know, eventually it's going to pick an area that is just going to hold these areas. Hold these areas until the ADP news comes out. So we got GJ here. Support, resistance. Got this other area up over here. See how big this range here is. It's about like about 58. Oh, this is a weekly time frame. Oh, my bad. See on the 5 minute. 5 minute actually GJ looks nice. There's some kind of volume been coming in here. Some shorts. So we got some small resistance by 197. That's 197,300. And we got this next area here. They're like a 16.5 pip range. GJ if it breaks above there. Let's see Goldie. Why is Goldie struggling here at entries? Pretty nice rejection on the hourly too. Really do hope Goldie is not whiplashing. I do like the way that previous hourly took out these highs. And it's still respecting, you know, we got hourly Ada Seme over here as well. Nice to see this candle start flipping, re-breaking the previous lows to again have a wick fill. A wick fill. So this is kind of like more of a wick fill on the hourly. On the 5 minute, that's kind of like a candlestick bodies. But that's what actually I would be expecting on the HTF, more of a wick fill. 4 hour did look good as well to come down because it was re-breaking the lows over here. Just tapped into like an 8 SMA there on the 4 hour. Let's see how these pullbacks are at, because we broke the previous 4 hour low. Looks like price pulled up. We're re-breaking again 4 hour lows. Price pulling up a bit again. Want to see this SMAs here hold? Gold is below the EMA 2050-100, so it'll keep moving down. Always nice to have those bits as confluence. The EMAs and SMAs do hold quite nicely. Even if it's just for a moment, you know, just a nice little push. You entered at daily pivot? Yes. Oh, I got an email from Trello. Isn't Trello that journaling thing for trading? Let me see, Trello. Or is it like Notion? Oh, I think it's like a Notion. It's nice that that first range actually did end up playing out. Unfortunately, I think it was too small at this point. Once that wick started to break below these lows, it became too small. But that one eventually did end up pushing through that level. Let's see how the dollar here is doing. If it's still bullish. Oh, we're still seeing quite a strong bullish dollar as well. Full bars on the currency strength. Today is the 2nd. You entered before the new 1 hour open? Come on, Goldie. We're not doing this today. We're not doing short squeezes. You know, I feel like whenever I've been losing a trade of late, it feels like one of these kind of like annoying moves which just for some reason just keep slowly and gradually keep pushing up like that. It's kind of strange. Give us that structure, Goldie. Oh, the SMA's in our favor this time. You don't even have SMAs in your favor to move up. Close the 15 SMA. We got the 30 right there. Got the hourly. See what it does. Back, guess I can enter with a discount. My god, sniper entry. You must not enter trades just right before 1 hour closing or 4 hour closing. Wait for top wick and then enter. Now the problem with that is I used to miss a lot of moves, you know, like waiting for the hourlies to do all of that stuff. I used to miss a lot of moves. And you know, it still happens. If you wait sometimes, you're gonna see like this candle and other setups just keeps moving like this. And then the hourly will open, and the hourly is opening already at a lower level. So that's why I don't wait for them anymore. Actually, with the hourly opens, usually I'm expecting really nice pushes from them. They're a really nice confluence for me. You see, GJ is starting to break above resistance here. With nail and eye, yes. Why I closed positions but I did not close? Don't know. Why did that happen? Maybe you hit a hotkey. Maybe you hit a hotkey. It's ranging. I don't know what's been up with this time of late. It's been ranging so much during this time. Also, that was a range from yesterday. Over here, price just moved sideways for some reason and then has its move around like a bit later on. That's kind of weird. Got Monday as well, range for a bit there. Well, not really weird. I guess it happens. These sort of market conditions, you do get tapped into them every now and then. It's quite normal. No one session is like bulletproof by own range, but this is a sort of like garbage I'm talking about here. Like, why has it been doing this so much of late? And then it has like the opposite move abruptly, and then it has the real move come in later on. That's crazy. That's a pure fake out right there. See that little V-shaped reversal? All bullish candlesticks. Mad. Give it a bit of room since I got like 30 seconds. This candlestick opened up without a bottom wick as well. Alright, I'm closing it. Screw it. That was a good try. Can't avoid these. I can't avoid these little fakey situations. Don't know why it's happening of late so much. You can see it happen here as well with the buyers. They got into a buy, then straight candlesticks bearish in a row. We got into a sell, straight bullish candlesticks in a row. Oh well, Goldie. Get you next time, buddy. Just gotta accept that one. Ooh. This is a sell. What time was this? 4:57. 4:57. Awesome. Awesome trade. Now let's see what happens. I think it extended the stops quite a lot on these on this situation here. Let me see this range from here. And close this. I don't think it should be valid anymore. See 67.9. See from here to here. Oh, barely valid. Still valid. Like right on the wire valid. Bad trade could have been avoided. Well, if it could have been avoided, I would have avoided it. I think it was a good trade. I'm already BE, took partials. Nice. Awesome. They are adding orders at that level. Yeah, I don't care what it does now. It shouldn't have moved up there. If it wanted to move down, there's no reason it should have moved up there again. Just avoided those fake with simply waiting to close 1 hour or 4 hour, especially in the last minutes. It's very often doing crazy stuff. Yeah, that's true. It does do crazy stuff. The new hourly, I told you, the new high time frame opens. They could either really play out in your favor or not. But you know, I'm not in the business of speculating what the next hourly candlestick is doing, because I've seen plenty of moves being missed just waiting for those candles. Because, you know, sometimes like before candlestick closes, it's going to have like a quick move, correct? So hourly could be all the way up here, just as you saw with this hourly. And as it was about to close, it started to have like a quick move. So as you're waiting, man, you sometimes miss it. But if you feel like that's something that's, you know, works for you, then yeah, by all means, wait for it. Wait for those candles. Wait for those candles to close. Trend is your friend. That is the thing. Trend is your friend until it's not. But right now we're not even trending. Like we're just moving. We're moving predominantly sideways. And the daily candlestick is basically, it's like flipping. It's bullish, bearish, bullish, bearish, bullish, bearish. So there's no real trend on the daily either. The daily currently right now is up 0.02%. Trading is the most tiring job, especially for the mental. Yeah, it can be tiring. It's not for everybody. That's for sure. That's why you gotta leave emotions out the door. You never come into trading with emotions, because if you're an emotional person, then usually, you know, you get more tired. It's actually quite tiring being emotional. Less tiring being stoic. Like, I could complain now. I could shout at the market and say, oh, yo, I got faked out. I don't know what. But it doesn't really help anybody. Just come back the next day and do the same thing. Because at the end of the day, like, if I could have a different version of me just to come here and trade, that would be the best. That would be the best, to have like an AI or something come here and trade for me, because he just needs to follow these rules. But if you're emotional, then it's not going to work. It's not going to work for you. Judas was around today. Yes. Judas has been around for the past London sessions. I've been noticing this trend. Like, accumulating during the Londons for some weird reason. See a little sideways movement over here. That was what, Monday? Oh, that's on Tuesday. That was on Tuesday. This was on Monday. This is on Friday. Sideways movement. Quite a lot of choppiness. I think it's just the London needs to open up again. This was Thursday. Still quite a lot of choppiness. It needs to open up again like this. You see, it's much nicer when it's flowing. Not when it's consolidating too much. See what it does. If it breaks these highs, got a range here of how many pips? It's about like 35 pips. Asian has been good the past month. Yeah, Asia has been really nice. I've been seeing really nice moves in Asia. I just can't trade Asia. It's too early for me. But you know, the last thing you want to do is like chase a session, you know, as well. Just because you see Asia's been playing nicely. Because when you chase Asia now, you're gonna see like Asia maybe stops working and then your session starts to open up again. It's quite an annoying place to be. How long have I been trading? 5 years. Gold has been tough lately. Yeah, the thing with gold, it's so many nice moves. Like, we are actually getting quite a lot of volume and stuff. It's just like where you'd be expecting price to head it's like doing the opposite sometimes. It's like opposite day here. But for the most part, it's good. Like, if you're kind of looking to be like a kind of fake out, almost like a fake out type of trader, then yeah, it's been pretty nice. Best to stick with the same routine every day, make it really, really boring. Yes. Making money is very boring. Making money is very boring because it's just all routine. Well, on to the next one. Happy I got 50% SL discount. I would take this trade again, so I feel good. Yeah, that was good. You got a better entry. I'll take it again. I really like this sort of like correction over here from this overextended candlestick. Now what I'm curious about is breaking above these highs. What's it going to do? Is it going to pop above to that next resistance? We're going to see something like this happen. And then back into the gulag. Let's see. Are we coming back into the gulag? Because we closed above, slightly above that resistance already. And we also closed this small resistance over here. Are you trading in all session? No, just pre-London and London. Sometimes pre-NY. Five-minute time frame is so unpredictable. Yes, it's all unpredictable. Kevin, stop pocket watching. No, your math is wrong. My balance is not. What is that? What is that number there? That's a big number. Kind of confusing number. Comma's a bit weird. Watch your high time frames. Clear bullish trade, bro. Please don't teach me how to trade. I've been paying my bills just fine, sir. I don't need you to tell me that the higher time frame is bullish, because you know, I don't know what the hell it is you're looking at here, man. I don't know what it is you're looking at, but even on the higher time frame, it's moving sideways to me. You know, I think if you ask anybody, they'll tell you the gold market is not trending right now. It's just moving sideways. You're talking about it as if like the daily is not a doji. You're talking about it as if, like, you know, price is moving up like this. Like, there's no trend here, sir. Like, literally, price is moving sideways. Just open your eyes. Like, if I asked a 5-year-old what line this was moving, they would say it's moving sideways, right? A 5-year-old will not tell you this is moving up or down. I don't know what analysis you're doing here. The daily is literally at exactly 0%. And even if you zoom out a bit, you can see that we're still moving in this sideways direction. So I don't know what uptrend you're talking about. You know, since the Asia, for perspective, this is the Asia open. Those are the Asia highs. And these are the Asia lows. So this is more of like 50%. We're basically 50% of the daily. So I think what you're seeing is... maybe I'm trying to play devil's advocate. Maybe you're drawing a trend line here, but also that doesn't make sense because we broke the trend line. You wouldn't draw this one because that's already happened now. So yeah, send in your chart. Let's see what you're looking at then. We got a Discord over here. You can send in your analysis. You know, that's the whole idea behind these streams. It's not to ridicule you, it's to help you see from a different perspective, maybe. Because, you know, sometimes we have these biases that we hold too true and dear to ourselves, that we're missing something. You know, for me, I try to be as objective as I possibly can, and that's what I'm seeing from the price action. If you told me we're bullish yesterday, I'd be like, yes, 100% we're bullish. If you look at yesterday's price action, this was more of like a bullish trend. You can see it from the Asia. Look at this. You can ask a 5-year-old, what line is this going? They'll tell you it's moving up, correct? Then I'll be like, yeah, it's definitely moving bullish. But you can't tell me we're moving bullish here today. Like, even if you just look at this flow of orders, just look at the way that's coming in as I'm moving it sideways. This is sideways, sir. But I don't know. Might be wrong. Come on, GJ hit my 50 TP. So that's why I'm thinking, like, this is a pretty big range, and we might hold this. Quite interesting, because if you look from here to here, that's 174 pips. But it doesn't make sense, such a massive range just for the ADP. I would not be surprised to still be in this environment even tomorrow. You know, it's the first week of the new month. So obviously we got ADP, we got the non-farm payrolls. So we'll not be surprised to hold. Like, gold is probably just going to look at holding key levels as that jobs data comes out. Maybe just whiplashes around here for a bit. No. Gold really seems to have run its course. Precious metal still remains on pedestal given trade uncertainty, heightened geopolitical tensions, a weaker dollar, and rising central bank purchases. However, it would either take a regional war in the Middle East or a large interest rate cut by the Federal Reserve for gold to break through the last historical high. Yes, at 3,500. That's true. So take a regional war in the Middle East or large interest rate cut. That's true. Like for the most part, even what we've been seeing of late in terms of the tensions haven't really been pushing gold. I feel like mainly also this interest rate cut that's been waiting for. Regional war in the Middle East. Goldie definitely does need something to break out of this sort of a daily uncertainty. So look in the monthly. Monthly is still quite interesting. Still no bottom wick there on the monthly. Previous monthlies have just been chopping up in this area. Look at fundamentals and dropping interest rates, so bulls for gold. You know, one thing about the market, it doesn't like rumors, you know, like the rumor is not like we haven't yet gotten the rate cuts. You know, if you tell me look at fundamentals, I'll counter you back and tell you go on the Federal Reserve, the cmegroup.com, the next FOMC in the next 28 days. And they're going to tell you here that we're still anticipating a no change, right? So this means there's a higher probability that the next FOMC, that Powell is just going to keep the rates the same. He's not going to change them. So, you know, I'm not talking from a place of my own opinion. This is something that you can research. It's available. It's public information. You know, just come over here and you can see probabilities. We're not getting any rate cuts. We're waiting for them. We might get them in October. Right, I speculate October, December, and probably going to get a 50 basis point cut. Now, that's my speculation. But what's currently the reality is we don't have any rate cuts at this moment. So you can't use that as an excuse for why price is going up. Which, you know, it's not. It's moving sideways. But it tells, man. It tells on your experience in the market when you speak like this, though. It really does. So don't say things with certainty if you don't 100% know what you're saying. It's character building. Don't take it the wrong way. I'm here to help. I wish someone told me these things. Because when I started trading, I also thought I knew everything. I didn't want to listen to people. I didn't want to listen to people until I got tired of my own shit. But you just saw me lose a trade, so, you know, I'm a bad trader. Don't listen to what I have to say. I just lost a trade in front of like 300 people. So don't listen to me. Sorry, I don't got a 100% win rate. Let me see this. This thing was actually valid right to the T, but this is squeezing. This is really squeezing my confirmation to even take this buy. See, could I have even gotten in this? It's literally the difference between 1 pip for this to be valid for me. But let's see, just for paper trading purposes. 7, 8. Oh, it would be valid right to the T. Jeez. That's a toughie. I think it just hit the 65% as well. Yeah, it hit the 65% mark. It's having a reaction. Oh, nice. GJ's filled a range up over here. Come up towards 197,500. Awesome. See on the 1 minute. Nice. This shit works. Holy, how'd you get such a zero drawdown? Look at this. This is from what, the 65%? Well, I guess it is. That's where it was. Hit TP, sir. Thanks. Nice one, Kevin. Let's go. Let's go. No one has a 100% win rate. No, people have a 100% win rate. People got a 100% win rate. Haven't you ever been on these other streams which never lose? Need a 100% win rate. You know what's more important than win rate is execution. For me, I'm the type of trader who I would rather execute and have a few losses, right? And still have that confidence to take trades than just sit on the sidelines and just always be so like scared of the market, you know, because that can actually affect you mentally. And again, it gets you stuck. You know, as they say, like, bodies in motion tend to stay in motion, and bodies which rest will get too comfortable with resting, correct? So it's the same thing. If you're always constantly moving, then it's much easier for you once you build that momentum to just keep going. But the worst thing in trading is getting stuck with fears of not being able to take positions. Because maybe you take like a couple losses, and you get a bit fearful, you know, you feel like maybe I should play a bit safe. Today my loss was due to MT5. Oh, didn't close your profit. Filling up the range. Now this smacked right into 65 and then came down towards the entries. GJ filled up quite nicely though. Looks like accumulation breakout. Yes. I can make a video maybe tonight and show all the ideas of this. This works amazing. It's just frustrating sometimes. Oh, you get reversals 1 pips. I have one day I was waiting for a good tap on the zone, miss it by 0.2 pips. That's a 65% plus FVG plus OB plus RSI. You could make the video and send it into, yeah, definitely the video analysis here on Discord. Then we could watch it probably on the next stream if it's there. Yeah, but it's true. Definitely, like there's a certain hit rate when it comes to hitting that 65, and from point A's to point B's, there's definitely a certain hit rate of those pullbacks. Then I guess you're gonna have other times like this where it kind of just goes through the level as well. You're looking at something like GJ. And the next question is just going to be about the stops. Like, where would you put your stops? You know, would you put it on a level of structure like this here on the left hand side? Then you could put it above here, like somewhere consistent, and then to see, okay, you can get those reactions, but what I've noticed what you're doing is you're getting in with tight stops, right? And then price pushes down a little bit, and then it's like a quick in and out type of thing. So you have to be very accurate when it comes to that entry. As minimal drawdown as possible. Maybe each setup you can give it a rough, let's say, maybe even like 10 pips or something. I don't know, 5 pips. I use like 15 pips max, or use structure. But how will you use the structure? Because, you know, price would be coming up. So you need, unless it's the one on the left hand side, older structure. Because, you know, price would be moving bullish. So you wouldn't have structure. This is just keep like you just keep the same stop. Something like that. Or use a resistance to the left. And I guess it also depends on the size of the range, huh? Like these ranges would be much nicer, kind of more compact, smaller ranges as compared to really big ones. Or does not make a difference? As opposed to like a really big range. Because you see, when you're using the structure as well, definitely, yeah, it become quite interesting. So make that video. Let's watch it. Lost or no loss, Vic, I'm with you maybe until I make like 10 mil in trading. I just appreciate you, man. Too much money. I see you on the gram as well. Appreciate you, sir. Military grade entries. Yes. I had a military grade entry as well here. Military grade entry. You needed LiDAR to get such an entry like this here today. You know, pretty high tech equipment to catch such an intricate move. The bigger the better. I look for end of range, but price needs to push clean. Not got slowly up like yesterday was happening. If price goes slowly up to, oh yeah, that's true. If it goes up slowly, for sure, that's gonna be more yeah, that's gonna be more of like reversal. I mean continuation. From April till now. Oh, did some stats on your journal. From April till now, there were 27 losses. Those were 16 sells and 11 longs, disregarding BE trades and the wins. 27 losses? Let's see. Yeah, that's not bad. I've lost 20.89% on the shorts in total. And 14.65 with the buys. That's the trick because we gotta see the short switch also won. And you know, because if we're trying to say like the short positions are what's causing the like a dip in the PNL, but there's also, yeah, I guess short switch also winning trades. You got winning shorts as well. It would be nice to actually put this all into like a chat GPT and then ask it some questions. It's off to quite an active start into the month. You know, it's only the third day over here. I've taken 6 positions already. Gotta change my car insurance today. I have always buys on green and sells on red. GJ is fully maxed out the range. That's a beautiful distribution. I love it when price acts like this. Breaks highs, just keeps moving in that direction. Could be another sell potential coming in here on gold in a bit. There's about like a 44 pip range. It's already hit 65% of this area as well. So I should be expecting that the next candle can come down. Re-break these lows to keep moving bearish. That's what I would be expecting a candle to do. Also gonna have a small little accumulation play as well in there, a little accumulation breakout. But definitely Goldie is not giving me the energy that it wants to move anywhere yet. I think unless we start to break above these highs, that's going to be at around 33.45. Then start breaking above 33.45 at least, and then start to get like a bit more direction from this day. If we don't do that, then you know, don't get too caught up in biases, because yeah, there's no bias. What I find interesting though is like after we tap the bottom of this range like this, why we just didn't keep moving up all at once. Like why did it have to come back? But obviously we know why. Like pretty straightforward here what happened. We have like 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 bullish candlesticks right after it tapped those lows. So yeah, it looks like a small little liquidity grab, but it was still in the same trajectory that it wanted to retest these highs. It's just the way it did it was a bit of like a Judas move, because it could have just moved up or at least respected some of these levels and then continue to move up bullish. Yeah, tall trader with the audit. I have always buys on green and sells on red. You're the same. Yes. If market's moving down, then I'm looking to how can I move with the market bearish. If it's moving up, then how can I move up with the market? But like sometimes you get these setups which are like counter trend moves, which I also don't mind taking. You know, I'm not one to shy away for counter trend moves either. The idea is I just want my trading to be as stress free as possible. I don't want to do too much thinking, but I still want to get results. Because the overthinking is what sometimes kills you. You know, sometimes you get like on a really good streak with overthinking, and then in the long run, it works more against you. Especially when markets are very directional. Like we have these times when the markets like, they're really directional. That's why you get the W's, right? They're breaking structure and moving in those directions. So you see those are like 10 dubs in a row. This could be, if you're doing the opposite, then that could be like 10 losses in a row. So of course there's going to be clusters of good and bad trades. That's quite normal. But you want to see that you're on at least 80+% of the time that you're on the right side of the market. It's breaking lows, key structure levels, then you're selling with it. Or if it does the opposite, you're buying with it. And then the numbers are gonna, they're just gonna even out in the end. And then you can always use a few tricks. So, you know, we spoke about this on yesterday's video. If you haven't yet watched yesterday's video, the trade breakdown, make sure you watch that video. There's quite a few tricks in there as well that can help you get a bigger trades. Bigger trades, more confluence trades. You can take bigger risk on those. Those typically are the ones which help me pass challenges as well. Just watch the video. And I think it's going to help a lot. But these types of trades isn't all like trying to pass challenge trades, because the fundamentals are not directional right now. They're just sideways. There's a bit of uncertainty in the market, so it's a bit more unpredictable if you're looking to take on like a much bigger risk. My trade's down out at 497. Oh, this was GJ. Perfect. Because yeah, we don't know if GJ is gonna move past 497 here. You got quite a resistance by 497. Could just have a pretty fat rejection. What we're already starting to see right now. It's honestly so tempting a sell here if price breaks these lows. I wait for the Asia low to be swept. Enter targeting the Asia high. That was the initial fake out. Nice. Massive win, withdrawal done. We go again. Let's go. This was... Oh, so it looks like a pretty nice... What is this? Like you're flipping an account or what? There's a 2 trading days. 5,000. 5,000 profit. And you withdrew 2,300. Awesome. Very nice. Need some drive to push 33.45 through. I would say like 80% of this area has been filled. 80 plus. Like 85, 85, 90. There's not that much room left. I do like the sells. Take a sell here, stops above this area. Target these lows. That little extension over here. Coming towards the top of the range as well. Look here on the left hand side. Coming back towards the top of the range. Have some reaction. Break these lows. Come down. Yeah, that would look pretty nice. Volume will come from ADP. Yeah, if you look historically, the ADP doesn't have like... It doesn't typically have that sort of volume you'd be wanting, you know, wanting to especially trade. So the fact that we're ranging like this right now, I feel like this is going to sip into tomorrow. I don't expect that this candle here is going to re-break these highs and just keep moving up. I think we're going to hold this level. Looking at price retesting 33.37.5 for buys. $33.37.5. Asian lows taken out. That's 37.5. You're just doing a break and a retest. My exit GJ looks fire when reacts so wildly like this, but I'm happy to be not in the trade anymore. Don't care if it rockets up. Yeah, I mean that's exactly the case here. It's already done, you see. Price has hit resistance, come back down towards where potential entries could have been. So if it rockets up from this point and breaks these highs, that would be like a nice surprise, but definitely more of like a risky trade. Because also GJ, in the grand scheme of things, it's not really going anywhere. You have resistance, you got support over here. Bunch of sideways movement. So just tap the highs of the range. Would be expecting it to be coming down again. So for sure, a lot more risky holding that drawdown because it could just be retesting these lows. That's pretty nice. See, Goldie's not ready to come down yet. It's re-breaking the highs up here. Hey, Joshua's pulling up. Skirt, skirt. What is this? Professional. Oh, we got some nice quotes here. Every time you think this market makes no sense, it's probably acting exactly as it's supposed to. Markets just don't move on logic, they move on emotion, and sometimes they follow myth more than math. This is how we get parabolic rallies after bad news, sudden crashes with no triggers, FOMO driven breakout right after you short. Yeah, that's true. Professional traders learn to read emotion, not just data. Watch for extreme sentiment. Study your own emotional reactions. Recognize pattern-driven story arcs in price. Trading's a slow burn. Small changes stack up over time. Good habits plus solid analysis plus clean execution plus tight risk equals results. Can't rush it. Can't be perfect. Just stay consistent. Patient beats talent. Wait more. Trade less. That's the secret to consistent profits. Focus on quality over quantity and let your trades unfold with precision. Stay disciplined. Stay patient and watch your trading journey thrive. Stop waiting for the perfect moment and start taking action. Yes. If there was one thing I would do differently was to execute more. I waited too long for perfect moments, especially as a day trader. You know, I get it if you're taking maybe like a few trades in a month, maybe in a year. Yeah, it makes sense. You have to be patient. You have to wait for the stars to align, get all your fundamentals in place, have a little bit more certainty with the economy and everything. But if you're a day trader, you really have to master a good balance between waiting for a perfect moment and taking action. Believe in yourself, trust your skills, and seize the moment. Yes. You really just have to get comfortable with executing. But it also doesn't mean executing recklessly, you know, like taking 5 trades, 10 trades in a day. You can still keep it to 1 or 2 trades, but just executing with a confidence, I think, is a key word. Execution with confidence, not just pressing the button. Hey, Vic, just got back from holiday. We'll get back to the charts tomorrow. Hey, what's up, Derek? See you on the charts. See you on the charts. We must keep moving on and keep trading these trenches, even in the summertime. Not my favorite time to trade, but I'll still be here. It's actually quite typical of summertime. Gonna make most of your money in the beginning and the last quarters. Ooh, what a dump on GJ. The bulls are eyeing to test the 20-day simple moving average. This is a COMEX gold futures. A bullish crossover on the 20-day SMA would improve the technical setup. I do love me some SMA crossovers. Spot gold is 0.2% lower at 32.18 an ounce. If this 1 hour flips, next target Asia highs, most likely this 1 hour flips. Let's see. Hourly, yeah, it's guess it's still bullish. Got the new hourly open here, new hourly volume. Retesting the Asia highs. Bouncing in between the range. But what are the chances it breaks out now? Why would price break out? I think even if it breaks above this area, probably just going to be a big fake out. It should break here to start getting some trending volume. But I anticipate it's going to be a break. It's going to be a fakey because we got the ADP coming in at 8:15. It's about like 2 hours, 5 minutes. Or 10 minutes. It's not a long time. Market can definitely wait. August volume dies out a bit, that's true. This is the better half of the summer months though. July. You got August, September, October, November. So chat, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Obviously, 6 more months towards this yearly end. And you gotta look back at the progress you've already made. Don't focus too much on the stuff that you don't have yet or the consistency you don't have yet. Focus more on the progress that you made. That's psychological progress, understanding of markets, price action, controlling your emotions. All those are W's. Every small thing that you do every day is gonna be a W. When you get when you turn every loss into a lesson. See the 1 minute. Nothing appetizing here on the 1 minute. Vic, could you please have a look at NASDAQ and give your thoughts? That's all is moving up. This is really nice. For the most part. Oh, got some really big dumps. When was this? February 2025. This was this is that Trump effect. This was when also Warren Buffett had his sniper exits. Wow, NAS 100 gave some really nice entries here. Jeez, I was wondering why it dumped so heavy. This is February. Holy man, these are some really nice premium prices. Yeah, all right. Let's look at the daily time frame. All right, so daily time frame is currently up 0.14. Though it's not really trending currently on the daily. But previously, NAS 100 has been moving quite nice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Basically, the whole of last week was bullish. We got a bull run here. Breaking above all-time highs. We are trading at all-time highs, I believe. Yep, these are all-time highs on the stock markets. Overall, moving pretty nice. So you got 4-hour support, 4-hour resistance, kind of ranging over here. Definitely, this is an instrument where you'd want to be more in longs. Get those opportunities. Look at yesterday. This is not yesterday, but this was last week. Last week's peers on these longs. See, 30 minutes also accumulating here. Small little accumulation. It's not really directional yet. Nice little swing over here from that region. Break of these lows to come down to retest the support. So it's just moved from this point A down towards like a point B. It's filled up most of the range. So I guess that would be the position. Would have been a sell over here. And now it looks like it needs to set up. It needs to set up. Potentially longs. But the stop losses are going to be... I think from the way I would trade it, the stop losses, let's see. Is it valid? I think it might be barely valid. If this candlestick closes bearish and then next one starts to move up towards that resistance. Or if you want like a safer entry, I would say for longs above this 22,543 mark. Once that's breaking above those highs. Because then you can be a little bit more sure that price is moving sideways. Because look, you have your support down here. You have your resistance above there. Right? And we're basically at the bottom. Here, expecting price to come and retest the highs. So yeah, once you start breaking those highs, might have a situation like Goldie. See like how Goldie in the middle of the range? They usually say sometimes the meat is in the middle of the ranges as well. So once you start breaking those key levels of structure, then your price can move up. The same way as here. Break these highs, and then price can move up. Break those highs, price can move up. So kind of like a similar idea, I would say. But yeah, for the most part, if you look in daily direction, it's moving sideways. 0.11%. Hit TP full position. Let that thing run. If you think it's going to be a runner, that is, we're at the top of the range. What's the probability it keeps running? Even crazy dips get bought? Yes, especially in the stock market. Stock market, you get a crazy dip, everybody wants to get in on it. It's like you rarely get those situations, you know, for like long-term holding. You rarely get those situations. Most of the year, you're just watching price go up. You know, this is not a good time to be buying in the market. I think like the boat has sailed. And it can be so much more difficult getting in here and getting a good position for price to move up than it would be even if you butchered an entry whilst price was coming down, setting some pretty nice stop losses over there for the long term. It's not good. It's not a good market right now. It's kind of like you know, housing market or something like that. There's good times to get in, maybe the bad times to get in. This is not a good time to be investing in NAS 100. That's like at the tippy top. All-time highs, the most expensive you're gonna get it at. I really do like these long-term traders. They have a nice life, but you need a lot of money to take a one trade like that and stack it on, so you just watch it play for the rest of the years, you know, and just keep waiting for opportunities to stack it on again. It's a nice life. Day trading is earned income. We got to come on here. We got to deal with fake outs, market psychology, news events. There's a lot we got to deal with as day traders. We can make profits fast. That's true. We can make profits fast. But if you had a lot more capital, I think there's even a smarter way to do it. All right, so it's flirting with the idea of breaking those Asia highs. $10 accounts, 500k, 1k, 1 million accounts. You know, I still think day trading is pretty nice for you. We were talking about hundreds of millions of dollars, then we can start looking at other avenues. Alright guys, I think I'm gonna head out here. Thank you guys for tuning in. Appreciate y'all as always, and I will see everybody tomorrow. And I'm gonna try to be consistent with the daily breakdowns. We got the daily breakdown videos on the channel, so stay tuned for that as well. I appreciate everybody tuning in, and see y'all tomorrow. Adios.
Pull up in the whip,